Welcome. For those of you that don't know me, my name is Kim Doyle, and this is intended to be a spiritual slow flow yoga class. So we will be moving and flowing and breathing, maybe sweating a little bit. And the whole intention of yoga for me is first moving the body so that we can then find some stillness within the body, and then we'll move the mind in our final relaxation so that we can find some stillness in the mind. So while this is intentionally a slow flow style class, we will be moving into a deep meditation towards the end of the class. So if you are able to stay towards the end, please do. If you are not, all of these classes will be posted as replays on my Facebook page. And I also created a YouTube page where I've gathered all the Facebook Lives that I've done thus far and put them on one channel so you can access past classes, you can take them on your own time, and of course please share them with anyone that you know that might benefit from this type of practice. So the theme that I came up with for today, and I typed in the description the theme. I also typed in my Venmo and my PayPal. This is a pay what you can class, and if you can't, that's totally fine as well. It's great to offer some kind of energy exchange, whether it's a blessing or a prayer or a shout out or share. But yeah, in the description, what I wrote for the theme of the class today is this theme of feeling your feelings. So I have been avoiding feeling my feelings for a long time, and I didn't think I was doing that because when I avoided feeling my feelings I actually felt really good. So I felt like I was feeling because I felt good, if that even makes sense. But recently I have found a coach that I'm not going to say I enjoy working with him because he's really hardcore and it's really intense. But I think he's exactly the person that I have been calling in. And so, for those of you that don't know this about me, I did a wellness coach certification course through the Mayo Clinic a few years ago, and I've been coaching people in addition to doing one-on-one private healing sessions and these group classes and meditations. I've also been coaching people. But the way that I've been coaching people is this kind of, we'll call it fluffy. Just like what I'm talking about now. It's a little bit of fluff at the beginning of class just to give people time to join in. So if you're jumping on right now, we're going to get started in yoga in just a couple of minutes. Grab a mat or just a spot on the floor. A little blanket or something soft if you have to put on yourself during our final relaxation. And we'll get started here in just a couple of minutes. So the way that I've been coaching people is very much, it's effective. I've called myself a manifestation muse. So what I've done is I've really developed this technique of coaching people towards manifesting their dreams. And it's been working. If you're out there and you've done a session with me and you've seen results, put a comment in this in the comments here and let people know. It's really effective when you really align yourself energetically by getting yourself feeling really, really good, and then you start telling the universe what you want. And it's like magic how quickly it will come into your life. But there seems to be almost like a ceiling on that. Because what happens when you have everything that you want, but you still don't feel great? And if you know me in my personal life, you know I have the house of my dreams, I have an amazing man in my life, I'm doing what I love for work, I have an amazing group of friends and a beautiful family back home, and it's like, okay, so if I have everything that I want and I'm still having these kind of mood swings or just deep dives, I've secluded myself and kind of been a hermit, and I've been trying to process all this stuff on my own, and I'm really good at blaming it on like trauma from my younger years and So how could I be living in this dualistic world of having the life of my dreams and everything I want and still not feeling great? And so what I started doing was I started taking this not great feeling and trying to figure out what in my life that was the exact life I manifested was causing it. So I started going into this blame game. Maybe it's my house, I need to move, there's some electrical wires out back. Maybe it's my relationship, maybe it's my childhood, and the list goes on. And so in the midst of having everything that I want and feeling really bad and getting into this blame game, it's been about 6 months of trying to process this on my own before I really put out the call and said, show me my next step. I need some help. And I worked with a couple of different coaches, did these 30-minute coaching calls, and for various different reasons, didn't choose any of them. And then I met this man through one of my dear friends who actually works for him. And we did an introductory coaching call. And right in the beginning, he called me out on my languaging. He asked me how I was doing, and I said, I feel like this, and I feel like that, and I feel like everything's good, but I feel like maybe my relationship isn't what I want, or I feel like maybe I should move, or I feel like... And he said, those words, I feel like, he calls them codependent words, which I get, but for me, what made sense was how he described it. When you say, I feel like, instead of just saying, I am, or I feel... you're actually taking yourself out of the equation. You're giving your power away. And it was really shocking to me to be called out, because normally I'm the one doing the calling people out. So we continued our conversation, and he asked me about my childhood and my family, and I kind of described what was happening and my relationship with my mother, and she left when I was 11, and she passed away a few years ago, and things with my dad and how it's really hard and now it's really good, and all of that. He took it all in and then just reflected it back to me and just said, was your mother ever happy? And it was like, no. She wasn't happy when she was married to my father and had a big house and got to travel the world and had a nanny and an amazing closet full of clothes and threw all these amazing parties and had a whole costume closet just for the whole neighborhood. She wasn't happy. So she left and she went to a rave in the pyramids, and she went to Esalen and was a nudist for a while, and she wasn't happy. And so she went to live with her parents. And she became the best daughter she could possibly be. And she played games with her parents every single day. And she wasn't happy. And she got married a second time, and they started a business together, and she got a house right on the water, and she was able to just sit in the backyard with the birds and the dolphins swimming by, and she still wasn't happy. And so as I'm realizing this thing that I had never realized before, he says to me, repeat after me. It's not my fault that my mom never showed me how to be happy. It's not my fault that my mom never showed me how to be happy. Now, I've cleared this already, so I'm not crying right now, but in that first moment, the first time that you say something like that to yourself, it's so emotional, and it was just I was just crying, and it was and all this happened in the course of 5 minutes. And that's what's so interesting about his coaching technique, is he actually coaches by the minute, because a lot of his clients will call him for 15-minute sessions to clear these things that come up. And so after that first session, I was like, I have to learn this technique. I've been coaching for a long time. I know how to get people what they want, but I don't know how to get people to feel better. And it's about reprogramming those unconscious beliefs that we have. And I'll probably be sharing more as I'm on this journey, and we'll get started here in the yoga in a minute. I always take the first 10 minutes to kind of talk and share about myself, so that people have time to join, and also so you guys can start to get to know me a little bit better. I'm not just a yoga picture but on the beach, right? Um, so this coaching program has really brought up some things that I didn't recognize within myself around my languaging, around my stories, around my subconscious programming, and around this not wanting to feel things. Because when someone confronts you with your victim mentality or your unconscious programming, for me, it makes me want to run away. Like, that's when the tears come up. It's like, I got to get out of here. I don't want to talk to this guy. I don't want to work with this guy. But usually that's when I know something good is about to happen, and I'm going to push through. So I decided to join this coaching program. It started for me yesterday. I had a call with Mark the day before that. And as we were talking, he was really trying to decide if I was ready to join this coaching program. And one of the things that he asked me is, do you do any drugs? And I'm like, no, I quit alcohol, like, I don't know, 2.5, 3 years ago. I quit coffee last year. Like, I've been keeping my channel really clear. And I'm like, well, I do use cannabis a couple times a week, That, to me, that always felt better than drinking, and it's social. I live in Colorado. It's a thing here. And so I'm an honest person. I can't lie. I can't even prank call someone or like act because it feels like a lie. And he just said, well, if you're going to join the coaching program, that has to stop. And I'm like, okay, it's important enough to me that it's like absolutely no problem. So I'm on a journey of at least 6 months of not using cannabis, and I'm really excited about it, and I'll ask all my friends to hold me accountable to that once the social distancing is lifted and we're gathered together again. But the reason that he said that is because he described it as like, it lights you up, it activates neurotransmitters, you start to feel really good, and then it leaves just kind of a sticky residue, and it keeps you from feeling your feelings. And I realized that that's exactly what I had been using it for. Because while I had everything in my life that I wanted, but I didn't feel great, and I couldn't figure out a way to blame what was happening somewhere in between, the cannabis was a great way to feel better. And, it helped me to not have to feel whatever it is that I need to feel in order to heal. There's a hashtag that I use on Instagram that's hashtag feel it to heal it, or hashtag stop, drop, and feel. And I'm literally out here preaching this stuff. I'm coaching people, I'm preaching this stuff, but I didn't realize that I was like blocking myself from feeling. So that's going to be our theme in class today, is feeling your feelings and just diving into what is it within your life that feels out of alignment, and is it something that you can heal on your own, or is it something that you might need someone to reflect back to you? In our coaching call, when it was like, okay, I'm in, he's like, well, but I don't know how I'm going to pay for it. And it was this whole thing, and, I went into my victim mode. I'm like, most of the people in your program are doctors. Like, they can afford tens of thousands of dollars, And he calls me out right away. And he's like, where is this victim mentality coming from? And he has me say over and over and over until my voice changes, I'm the one I've been waiting for. I'm the one I've been waiting for. I'm the one that I've been waiting for. And so this coaching practice is insane. I'm really excited to learn it, and I'm really excited to share it with you guys. But let's get into the yoga. So go ahead and find your comfortable seat. Close the eyes. And just begin to breathe in through the nose. And out through the mouth. Cleansing breath in through the nose, out through the mouth, On the exhale, letting go of just any gunk in your energy body. On the exhale, letting go of any thoughts at all. Let's just start with a fresh, clean slate. As you continue to take a few deep cleansing breaths, just feel into your body if there are any heavy or dense energies. Use their heaviness to your advantage as you allow gravity to draw them down and out of your field into the earth to be recycled. And if you have any fast-moving energies, start to see them bouncing around your field like little ping pong balls, and just track them, notice where they're going. And make a conscious choice to release them from the gravity of your attention and notice they begin to float away out of your field, out of your space, out of whatever building you're in, and carried off by the wind. And bring your awareness back to your body and allow your heart to become a magnet for all the pieces of yourself that have been left behind, taken, lost, forgotten. Call them back, breathe them in, fill up with your own energy, your own essence. And sealing any gaps, any cracks, any fissures in your field with beautiful white light. Now, when I talk about feeling your feelings, these are feelings that we often carry around in our field without realizing it. One of my friends on Facebook, Abby Benjamin, did an amazing Facebook Live yesterday about clearing dense energies, and one of the things that she said that really struck me was that if you have dense energies in your field, they act like a magnet, picking up kind of energetic debris. You can clear them off every day, you can do your spiritual hygiene, but it really helped me realize that one of the first things we have to recognize is what are these dense energies, these heavy emotions, these self-limiting beliefs, these subconscious thoughts and belief systems and things that we were taught. What are we carrying in our field that is magnetizing situations and energies to us that are not of our highest and fullest expression? So as we set our intentions this morning, I invite you to allow your intention to be maybe just to feel your feelings, to have your eyes opened to them. Or maybe your intention is around a specific feeling that you are choosing to offer up, to clear, to transmute into something else. Because we're not letting go of anything and leaving a space for something else to come in. We're not releasing anything. Think about what that word means, release. No way. We're just noticing, and then we're transmuting. We're shifting that belief that I don't have enough money or I'm not successful enough to do that to I'm the one I've been waiting for. So when you're ready, once you've set your intention, please bring the palms to press together at heart center. And we'll begin with 2 cleansing breaths and 1 Om in through the nose. and out through the mouth. This time sigh. This time om. With the eyes closed, begin to rub the hands together, create some heat and some friction with the hands. And place the hands over the eyes. Allow the heat of the hands to soften the face and smile. And gently flutter the eyes open and float the hands down. Let's go ahead and start in the tabletop position. I like to use a little bit of padding under my knees because I am on a hardwood floor. And when you're ready, hands under the shoulders, knees under the hips. On an inhale, lift the tailbone, lift the gaze. And on an exhale, round it up, press the earth away, tuck the chin. Let's do a couple more just like that. Big inhales. And exhale. Two more deep breaths. Maybe switching to Ujjayi breath in and out through the nose. Last one. Beautiful. Walk the hands forward, 1.5 hand lengths. And we're just going to circle the hips here. So hips towards the heels. On an inhale, sweep the hips to the right and forward. And on an exhale, left and back. Two more in this direction. Last one. And reverse. Inhale, hips left and forward. Exhale, right and back. My knees kind of pop when I do this. It's okay as long as there's not any sharp pain. Two more. Last one. And please find child's pose. So big toes are touching. Sit the hips on the heels. And then release the palms and the forehead to the earth. If any of you are just joining us, we're just in the beginning of our flow, so it's a great time to stop, drop, and yoga, right? Let's take 3 deep breaths here. Come back to your intention. Last one. When you're ready, inhale up through tabletop. Exhale, tuck the toes, lift the hips for downward facing dog. And start to pedal out the feet, bend one knee at a time. As you press one heel at a time into the earth. Just exaggerate here the motion of the hips. Waking up the body. 2 more deep breaths. Last one, big inhale. And exhale. And slowly walk the feet towards the hands for ragdoll. Bend the knees a lot, grab opposite biceps, let the body sway. Circle the head. Open and close the jaw. And just imagine any heavy burdens that you've been carrying. Kind of roll off the shoulders. You can shake them off your back. Let them drip right out of the top of your head. 2 more deep breaths here. Last one big inhale. And exhale. Release the hands. Inhale up to a halfway lift. So the back is nice and straight. The knees are softly bent. This allows you to actually activate through the glutes and the hamstrings. And you want to keep that activation in the glutes and the hamstrings as you inhale here. And on an exhale, dive deep. Keeping that activation. 2 more. Inhale up, halfway lift. Exhale, dive deep. Last one, big inhale. And exhale. Inhale, reverse a swan dive all the way up. And exhale, bring the hands to the heart. If you ever get dizzy when you stand up, I sometimes do. Hands on the knees for about 10 seconds usually does the trick. All right, if you have a little blanket, you can set it off to the side. We're going to move our way into our flow. This is a slow flow class, so we're going to ease our way into it. And I'll give you some different options for the vinyasa portion. So if you're a regular practitioner, feel free to jump right into your vinyasas here. Maybe not on this first round. Inhale, reach it up. Exhale, open the heart. Inhale, reach it up. And exhale, swan dive down. Inhale to a halfway lift. Exhale, plant the hands and find yourself in a high plank position. So take a couple of hip dips here to activate that core. I'll ask you to drop the right knee just to hover about 1 inch above the ground. And back to high plank. And drop the left knee to hover just 1 inch above the ground. And high plank. Inhale, roll forward onto the tippy toes just a little bit or lower to the knees. And lower to 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Inhale up through low cobra. Exhale, gently lower. And start to find a flow where you're just pushing into the hands a little bit. You're coming up a little bit higher every inhale. So rolling up on the inhales. And rolling down on the exhales, warming up the body, warming up the breath. 2 more. Last one. Inhale through tabletop or high plank if you choose. And exhale, downward facing dog. Inhale, bend the knees and look at the hands. And exhale, step or hop to the top of the mat. Inhale up to a halfway lift. Exhale, dive deep, forward fold. Inhale, reverse your swan dive all the way up. And exhale, hands to the heart. Come back to your intention. Inhale, reach it up. Exhale, open the heart. Inhale, reach. And exhale, swan dive down. Inhale up to a halfway lift. Exhale, plant the hands, step or hop back to a high plank position. Hold steady here. So drop the hips side to side, get that core activated. We always do a little bit of core work in this class. All right. And dropping that right knee to hover an inch above the ground for 3, 2, and 1 big inhale. And exhale. High plank. Left knee drops. Hover it above the ground for 3, 2, and 1 big inhale. And exhale. High plank. Stay high or come to the knees and lower to 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. And just start to roll it up. Finding your low or high cobra on the inhale and lower down on the exhale. 2 more. Last one. Find your low cobra and hold, or find your high cobra and hold, or find your up dog where the legs lift off the ground. It's just the tops of the feet and the hands on the earth. Big inhale. If you're in lower high cobra, lower all the way to the ground. If you're in up dog, roll over the toes, and everybody press back, downward facing dog. So those are 2 options of where you can go through your vinyasas. And of course I'll cue for chaturanga on the next round. Inhale, bend the knees and look at the hands. Exhale, top of the mat. Are you guys starting to feel warmed up? Inhale up to a halfway lift. Exhale, dive deep. Inhale, reverse your swan dive all the way up. And exhale, hands to the heart. Inhale, reach it up. Exhale, open the heart. Inhale, reach. Exhale, swan dive deep. Inhale up to a halfway lift. Exhale, plant the hands, step or hop back, high plank position. Take a couple of hip dips. This is the last round that we're going to do this. Getting that core warmed up for the rest of the class. And then hover that right knee for 3, 2. Last one, big inhale. Hold for the exhale. High plank. Left knee hovers for 3, 2. Last one, big inhale. Hold for the exhale. High plank position. Inhale, stay high or come to the knees. I'll show you the knees. Exhale, lower halfway down. You can always come all the way down if you need to. Inhale, up dog or high cobra. And exhale, find your way to downward facing dog. And you can always come directly to downward facing dog when we move through these vinyasas. All right, please find child's pose. Take a couple of sighs, if you will. Come back to your intention. Are you allowing yourself to feel your feelings? Are you feeling challenged? Are you feeling tired? Are you feeling excited? Just let yourself feel your feelings. 2 more deep breaths. Last one, big inhale. And exhale. Inhale up through tabletop. And exhale, downward facing dog. Inhale, right leg lifts. Let's open it up, bend into the right knee. You can circle through the right ankle in both directions. Look under the left armpit to square the shoulders. And let's circle that right knee to wake up that hip. Circling through in both directions. On your next inhale, right leg reaches straight up and back. And on an exhale, knee to nose. Inhale, reach it up and back. And exhale, knee to the left elbow. Inhale, reach it up and back. And exhale, knee to the right elbow or armpit. Inhale, reach it up and back. And exhale, step it through. Lower to the left knee, uncurl the left toes. Squeeze the inner thighs and come on up. Some of you have maybe heard me say this before. There's two different ways to do this pose. One is to sink into it and try and get a stretch in the front of that left hip. Not my favorite way. It can create instability in the pelvis. Probably seen people do it before though. I like to squeeze the inner thighs, reach up through the fingertips, square the hips, and really activate. You can even reach back and feel the glutes. Make sure they're active, right? We're going to hold some of our poses a little bit longer here today so that you have an opportunity to really feel your feelings. And breathe. Let's do 3 more deep breaths. Two. Last one, big inhale. And exhale. Let's inhale here. Exhale, float the hands down. Curl the left toes under, straighten that left leg. And step back, downward facing dog. Inhale, left leg lifts. And exhale, knee to the nose. Inhale, reach it up and back. And exhale, knee to the right elbow. Inhale, reach it up and back. And exhale, knee to the left elbow or left armpit. Let's inhale, reach it up and back. We almost forgot this one. Open up the hip. Look under the right armpit. You can circle out the left ankle. Both directions. Circle out the left knee. Inhale, left leg lifts. And exhale, step it through. It's okay to do things in a different order. When you're ready, lower to the right knee and curl the right toes. And come on up. Again, maybe feel what it feels like to sink into this pose. And then feel what it feels like to lift out. To be strong. Sticking with that theme of feeling your feelings. I like to think of if there was like a long 2x4 between the legs, you're kind of squeezing together on either side, even though the legs are staggered. You might reach back and feel, make sure you've got some activation, some lift happening back there. And get strong and steady here. 3 deep breaths for 3. 2. Last one, big inhale. And exhale. Inhale up. And exhale, plant the hands, step back, downward facing dog. Please find child's pose, 3 deep breaths. You can play around with palms facing down, palms facing up, or palms together at the nape of the neck for 3. 2. Last one, big inhale. And exhale. Release the hands. Inhale up through tabletop. And exhale, downward facing dog. Inhale, bend the knees and look at the hands. Exhale, top of the mat. Inhale up to a halfway lift. Exhale, dive deep, forward fold. Inhale, swan dive all the way up. And exhale, hands to the heart. Come back to your intention. Adding on, inhale, reach it up. Exhale, open the heart. Inhale, reach. And exhale, swan dive down. Inhale up to a halfway lift. Exhale, plant the hands, step or hop back. You can flow through vinyasa. If you're looking through the next level, it will be hopping directly to chaturanga. And of course, we'll meet in downward facing dog, so you can always come right there. All right, inhale, right leg reaches. Exhale, knee to the nose. Inhale, reach it up and back. Exhale, knee to the left elbow. Inhale, reach it up and back. Exhale to the right elbow or armpit. Inhale, reach. And exhale, step it through. Stay high this time. Inhale up for crescent. So you'll notice that same thing that can happen in our low lunge can happen here, where we're just overstretching the front of that left thigh. This is where feeling your feelings really comes in. Yoga actually hurt me after a number of years, 10 years, because I was just doing what the teachers told me to and not really feeling what felt good in my body. So I want you to try something different. I want you to try bending the back knee and scooping the tailbone under so that the pelvis is really stable and integrated into the torso. It's not in a different line than the rest of the body. So some of you know I like to kind of bounce and sway. That's a way for me to make sure I'm integrated. How can we apply that to our life, right? And when you're ready, hold steady here for 3. How's it feel to have that back knee bent? 2. Last one, big inhale. And exhale. Inhale, come on up onto the tippy toes. Exhale, blossom open, warrior 2. So the arms are reaching out even on both sides at shoulder height. Then deep into that right knee and gaze out over your right middle finger. Allow yourself to really feel how this pose feels in your body. Feel how it feels in your feet. Feel how it feels in your shoulders. Feel how it feels in your mind. What happens when we hold these poses a little bit longer, especially if you're really used to a fast-paced vinyasa flow. I like those classes too. Just switching it up sometimes. 2 more deep breaths. Last one, big inhale. And exhale. Inhale up, 5-pointed star. So I'm going to turn around so you guys can see me a little bit better. Toes point out, arms reach up, big inhale. And exhale, hands to the heart, sink low into the hips for horse. Again, a little bounce can help you make sure that that pelvis is integrated. And then we're going to hold. This is a great pose to feel your feelings, to activate the hips, to feel what comes up for you when you're asked to hold this pose. Nice long time. I don't know if it feels long to you. If I'm being honest about how I feel today, I feel pretty tired. It's the first day of my cycle. Woo! So this class feels really hard for me today, physically. But on another day, this might be actually an easy practice. So this is where feeling your feelings is a constant check-in. Every day, every moment is different. 2 more deep breaths. Last one, big inhale. And exhale. Inhale up to 5-pointed star. Exhale, warrior 2 to the back. I'm going to turn it around so I'm staying aligned with you guys. Warrior 2 to the back. Holding steady here, just like we did on that first side. Reaching out through both arms, gaze over the left middle finger. Stay deep in that front knee. Check in with your feelings. Check in with your legs. Check in with your feet. I like to make sure that I'm pressing into the heel of the left foot. That front foot. What's happening in your mind? What's happening in your heart, in your energy body? 3 more deep breaths here. Two. Last one, big inhale. And exhale. Inhale up to 5-pointed star. Exhale, drop the heels, fold forward, Prasarita Dandasana. You can sway side to side if that feels good to you. Press the feet in opposite directions. Some yoga teachers will say as if you were going to rip the mat in half. Let's do 2 more deep breaths here. Last one, big inhale. And exhale. All right, slowly start to come on up halfway. Pause here for a breath cycle to reset the blood pressure. And when you're ready, inhale up to a halfway lift. Exhale, reach all the way up, heels in, 5-pointed star. And slowly come down through warrior 2. On your next inhale, through a reverse warrior. And on an exhale, windmill down. Right hand, left hand, step back. If you're looking for an added challenge, you can keep that right foot lifted as you move through your vinyasa. And meeting in downward facing dog. We're going to go right into the second side here. Inhale, left leg lifts. Exhale, knee to the nose. Inhale, reach it back. And exhale to the right elbow. Inhale, reach it back. Exhale, left elbow or armpit. Inhale, reach it up and back. And exhale, step it through. Inhale, come on up for crescent. Now this side's going to be a little bit easier for you guys to see what I've been talking about. So if that back leg is straight, we're really overstretching this area right here. Pelvic instability is real. And so I just felt into my own body what felt better for me than that is to bend the back knee to integrate the pelvis. And I get just as much work in that front leg. So you can play around with it, see what feels good for you. I want you to just feel your feelings, feel into your body and breathe. You might be shaking a little bit, I am. Whew. Let's do 3 more deep breaths. Two. Last one, big inhale. And exhale. Inhale here, reach up with the fingertips. Exhale, blossom open, warrior 2. Get strong and steady here. Maybe the legs are getting a little bit tired. Maybe it's just me. Check in with yourself. Check in with your feelings. Gaze towards that left middle finger. Check in with your feet. With the legs. The shoulders. And breathe. Couple more deep breaths. Beautiful. Inhale up, 5-pointed star. Toes out, heels in. Exhale, goddess pose. Elbows at the level of the shoulders. 90-degree bend. Palms face up. Sink low. You might bounce your way into that low seat. Hold steady here, breathe, feel your feelings. Beautiful. Inhale up to 5-pointed star. And exhale, warrior two to the back. Get strong and steady here. Breathe. Feel your feelings. My shoulders are getting really tired. That's okay. My mind is wondering if I missed a pose. In my live classes, the rule is, if I miss a pose and you call me out, I'll buy you a drink. I don't know how we're going to do that here. Just notice where you're at today. Ladies out there, notice if you do feel more fatigue in your body and in your mind on your moon cycle days. 2 more deep breaths. Last one, big inhale. And exhale. Inhale up to 5-pointed star. And exhale, Prasarita Dandasana. So now it's toes in, heels out. Let yourself hang here. I like to sometimes grasp the hands behind the head. It's for a little extra body weight, drawing the crown of the head down to the earth. If the crown of your head touches the earth, that means you might be ready to start working towards headstand. That's something I would be more comfortable teaching in a private class. Another deep breath. Beautiful. When you're ready, press the hands, find your halfway lift. With the hands still pressing on the earth to equalize the blood pressure. On an inhale, up halfway. Exhale up, 5-pointed star. And find your way to warrior two to the front. Inhale through a reverse warrior. And exhale, windmill down. Left hand, right hand, step it back. 1 foot lifted if you choose. Find your vinyasa. Move through downward facing dog. And please come to child's pose. Again, palms face down, palms face up, or palms together at the nape of the neck. And allow yourself to rest and breathe here. Three more deep breaths. Two. Last one. Find the palms back on the earth if you've made any changes there. Inhale up through tabletop. And exhale, downward facing dog. Inhale, bend the knees and look at the hands. Exhale, top of the mat. Inhale up to a halfway lift. Exhale, dive deep. Inhale, reverse your swan dive all the way up. Exhale, hands to the heart, come back to your intention. Again, if you ever get dizzy, hands on the knees. I think it takes like 4 seconds usually before my blood pressure balances. And if you ever feel like really dizzy, obviously come all the way to the ground. All right, hands on the heart. Coming back to your intention. This is our final round. This time we will flow. 1 breath, 1 movement. Again, you can skip the vinyasas and come right to downward facing dog. All right, when you're ready, inhale, reach it up. Exhale, open the heart. Inhale, reach. And exhale, swan dive down. Inhale up to a halfway lift. Exhale, plant the hands, step or hop back, flow through a vinyasa, and or meet in downward facing dog. From downward facing dog, inhale, right leg lifts. And exhale, knee to the nose. Inhale, reach it up and back. Exhale, knee to the left elbow. Inhale, reach it up and back. And exhale, knee to the right. Inhale, reach. And exhale, step it through. Inhale up through crescent. Exhale, warrior two. Inhale, five-pointed star. Exhale, horse. Inhale, five-pointed star. Exhale, warrior two to the back. Inhale, five-pointed star. Exhale, drop the heels, forward fold. Inhale up to a halfway lift. Exhale all the way up. Inhale, drop that left heel. And exhale, warrior two. Inhale through reverse. And exhale, flow through vinyasa. One foot lifted if you choose. Let's take two sides together here in downward facing dog. One more. Inhale, left leg lifts. And exhale, knee to the nose. Inhale, reach it up. And exhale, knee to the right elbow. Inhale, reach it up and back. And exhale to left elbow or armpit. Inhale, reach. And exhale, step it through. Inhale up for crescent. Exhale, warrior two. Inhale, five-pointed star. And exhale, goddess. Inhale, reach it up. Exhale, warrior two to the back. Inhale, five-pointed star. Exhale, drop the heels. Forward fold. Inhale up to a halfway lift. Exhale, come all the way up. Inhale, start to align the feet. And on an exhale, warrior two. Inhale through reverse warrior. And exhale, final vinyasa of the class. Meeting through downward facing dog. And please find child's pose. Again, any of the variations, palms face down, palms face up, palms at the nape of the neck. Or you can bring the arms behind you, palms face up as well. I want you to rest here for 5 deep breaths and really just feel whatever it is that you're feeling in this moment right now for 5. 4. 3. You might make a sigh with me for these last 2. Let's do one more. And when you're ready, hands on either side of the face, press yourself up. I'm feeling really called to guide us into rabbit pose, mostly because I'm just checking in with how I feel. And I woke up today with a little bit of a pain in my back, and my back tends to just get super strong and super activated and does the work of my abs and my glutes and everything else. So I woke up this morning really feeling like I wanted to have a nice stretch for the back. And we've been doing enough ab stuff, enough crunching stuff, that this is going to be a really good pose. I will say only go as far as you're comfortable with. We're not counteracting this with any back bends. So if you tend to be someone that's more hunched forward, I will ask you to do some heart-opening back bending on your own time today. I happen to be someone that's a little bit more arched backwards, so I'm really calling for this forward bend, this opening of the back. So this is where I'll often say yoga is prescriptive, not scripted. So this yoga class that I guide, I try to keep them as general as possible. If you want to go deep into postural corrections for yourself, book a one-on-one with me. But I tend to keep this just really general, get the blood flowing, get the energy going, get a theme going for the day. And of course, the only person I can feel is myself. And so my prayer at the beginning of every class is that this transmission will reach the exact right people in the exact right way at the exact right time. So if you're here with me, likely this is exactly what you need to do today. But if you know you're a little bit more forward, just take some time throughout the day, do some heart-opening stuff. I'll show at the end of class a little resting on a bolster restorative piece that you can do. All right, back to the yoga. So finding your way into rabbit pose. The knees are together and the feet are together. And you're going to round forward till the forehead reaches the earth. Let's do palms face up to start. Just let those shoulders go. This might be enough for you. If you're really rounded forward, this is going to be enough for you. And just focus on breathing into the lower back, into the kidneys and the adrenals here. If you're looking for more, you're going to grab a hold of your heels and get a really strong grip. We're basically going to have a little tug of war here in our upper body. So grip tightly. When you're ready, lifting up the body, shift the hips over the knees, tuck the chin, squeeze the abdominals, and reach the crown of the head towards the earth. You might find the forehead comes to the knees. Mine doesn't want to do that today. And you can just play around with it until you find what feels really good for you and breathe. Two. Last one, big inhale. And exhale. Inhale, lifting up halfway, release the hands. And exhale, release to the earth. Let it melt, let it go. Sigh it out with me here. 2 deep breaths. Last one. And when you're ready, slowly come on up and make your way onto your back for your final Shavasana. So if you have a bolster, I sometimes use this size. I really like a bigger size as well, especially if I'm feeling more forward and I want to open up back. I'll do a bigger size. If you don't have a bolster, send me a message. I can direct you as to where to get one. But you can also roll up a bunch of towels and just get this shape. So if you have a bolster, it can go under the knees for final Shavasana. If you do feel more rounded forward, the bolster goes lengthwise along the spine so that your arms can flop open. And the one thing you'll want to do is make sure that your head is actually on the bolster. And this is a nice gentle back bend for those of you that need it. I'm not going to take that today. That's kind of the opposite of what I'm looking for. So taking any last movements that feel good to you, getting any last wiggles and jiggles out of the way. If you have something warm to put over your pelvis, your belly, I always recommend doing that to hold in the body heat for these final moments of relaxation. I'm going to invite you right now to tune back in with the theme today about feeling your feelings. And slowly bring all of your awareness down to your toes. We're just going to scan the body for any emotions that might be stuck in the physical or energetic body. So start to imagine your awareness as like a laser beam that's just scanning for any stuck emotions, allowing them to release through the process of sublimation. Sublimation is when snow turns to steam, skipping the water phase that might actually happen in Colorado today. So just imagine becoming more sublime as this laser beam moves through your body, just evaporating any stuck energy, any stuck emotions, and just leaving in its wake a nice, beautiful, peaceful, restful state as you move this laser beam up through your toes and your feet, your ankles. Scan, sublimate, and relax the shins and the calf. The knees. Allow this laser beam to work its magic up through the quadriceps, hamstrings, inner and outer thighs. Through the pelvis and the hips. This is an area where we do hold a lot of stuck emotions, so take your time here. Allow this laser beam to do its work. Not just dissolving, but evaporating any stuck emotions in the pelvis, the pelvic floor, in the hips. As this laser beam moves through the torso, feel that sublimation, that evaporation, the peace that is left as you dissolve and evaporate any stuck emotions in the abdominal area, in the womb space, in the genitals, in the reproductive system. In the digestive system. In the assimilation system, the elimination system. Clear and cleanse. Just evaporate any stuck emotions in the abdominal wall, in the abdominal cavity, in the tailbone, in the lower back, in the sacrum. Moving this laser beam of energy and awareness as you just feel into your body for any stuck emotions and allow them to release as this laser moves up through the solar plexus, letting things dissolve, evaporate. See if you can really feel where energy and emotion might be stuck as you feel yourself today. Allowing that laser beam to travel through that middle back, that middle belly, up into the lungs and the ribs, the intercostal muscles between the ribs, the heart space, the chest and the back. Really feel for the energy, the emotion. If any emotions come up, let it happen, let it be. And then let it free. Allowing your awareness to travel through that upper chest area, that upper back, and down through the shoulders, the biceps and triceps, the elbows, the forearms, the wrists, the backs and the palms of the hands, and into the tips of all 10 fingers. Just moving your awareness, dissolving any stuck energies, evaporating it, and leaving behind pure peace as your awareness travels back up through the fingers and the hands, the lower arms, the upper arms, the shoulders, down the collarbones and up the front of the neck, around the sides of the neck and up the back of the neck. Allow your awareness to travel from the back of the neck down into the tailbone, taking that same intention to sublimate or evaporate any stuck energy, to leave peace in its place as you slowly allow your awareness to travel from the tailbone up to the crown of the head, each vertebra, disc, all the way up. To the crown of the head, through the skull and the scalp, even the hair, and into the forehead, through the temples, the sides of the head, the ears, and into the lower jaw. Take a moment to really feel your jaw. We hold a lot of emotion there as well. Allow it to just evaporate with your awareness. Just your willingness to feel the tension as opposed to ignoring it is what allows it to melt away. I'll often say awareness is like a flame to candle wax. Just let it melt. The waxless candles, they evaporate. It's like magic. Let it happen. And bringing that awareness, that peace, that relaxation that comes with clearing these energy blocks. Allow that to move through the lips and the tongue and the teeth and the roof of the mouth, through the sinuses, across the nose and cheeks. That's the upper part of the jaw, same thing. If you can actually allow yourself to feel the tension, you can just evaporate it with your awareness by just feeling your feelings. And into the eye area, the eyebrows, the eyelids, the circular muscles that line the eye sockets, even the eyeballs. Just evaporating any tension in that area as your awareness comes to the center of the brain at the tippy top of the spinal column. Feeling for any tension in the brain as a muscle. Any stuck emotions, outdated belief systems, named or unnamed, known or unknown, instantly cleansed, cleared, sublimated, as you feel so sublime in this moment. Allowing this moment to be a new restore point, a new reset point that you can come back to at any point throughout your day or your week, just by closing your eyes and taking a few deep breaths, just like you are now, in through the nose and out through the mouth. 2 more. Setting this moment as a reset or restore point. Notice how your body feels, the temperature of the air on your skin, the feeling of your body on the earth. And slowly start to wiggle the fingers and the toes, the wrists and the ankles, the head from side to side, and reach the arms up overhead. Take a nice full body stretch. And exhale, soften. Bend the knees one at a time. And find your way through the fetal position on either side. Allow yourself to rest here. And when you're ready, very gently press yourself up. Find your comfortable seat. Remember and reset your intention as you bring the palms to press together at heart center. Eyes are closed as we seal our practice with 2 cleansing breaths and 1 Om in through the nose and out through the mouth. This time sigh. This time Om. Thumbs to the heart, lips and forehead. Reminds us to feel our feelings, to express them, to be with them as they arise through our heart and through our words and through our thoughts. The energy, the intention, the feelings within me. Honor the energy, the intention, and the feelings within each of you. Namaste. Thank you all so much for joining me. There's a few people that jumped off there just at the end, but I'd love to know who of you practiced with me. Facebook Live is kind of a weird platform where I don't know who actually was with me the whole time. So send me a message, let me know how you're feeling, literally, let me know how you are feeling. And thank you so much to those of you that are able to contribute to PayPal and Venmo. And I posted a link to my YouTube channel. I have 10 followers right now because I just made it, but I'm uploading my classes there so that there'll be a library for you to be able to go and kind of pick and choose different classes as you wish. And there's a possibility I might be live streaming to YouTube as well. So for those of you that aren't super into being on Facebook, send me a message, let me know that so I know the desire, because I think I can live stream on YouTube and Facebook at the same time. And if anybody has any tips and technological tricks, let me know that as well. I'm just honored and thrilled to be making this offering from my heart to yours. So I love you so much. Thank you so much. Namaste.